Okay, this is a message for Christian women. Christian women, you're about to get destroyed. Tribulation is right around the corner, and it comes because of your disobedience. It's coming, the wrath of God comes on the children of disobedience. It's coming because no one is obeying Jehovah's commandments. Everybody is walking contrary to Jehovah. All the church has become apostate. No one is keeping the commandments. No one is eating clean according to the Rainbow Covenant. No one's loving their neighbor as themselves. Everyone is serving other gods, pagan idolatry. Your idolatry is what got Israel. It's been down all the way through the Bible. It's been idolatry that Jehovah has hated so badly. And the breaking of the covenant, the breaking of his commandments. But that idolatry is what got Israel separated from God and got sacrificial law given to them in the first place. Sacrificial law is what the Messiah came to put an end to. The 10 Commandments are what you have to keep. They're the Holy Covenant. He did not come to end the 10 Commandments. He came to end the sacrificial law that was added for transgression of the covenant. Okay? So, all of this disobedience is why the world is coming to an end. But there's a reason why the church has become so disobedient. And it's because you have not listened to your Messiah. You didn't do you haven't done a thing he said to do. You did not go and learn what Moses said about the Messiah. The Messiah told you. That's right there. You didn't obey that. You did not go and learn what Moses said about the Messiah. How do I know that you didn't go and read what Moses said about the Messiah? Because the reason is because you're not keeping the 10 Commandments and you're not doing a thing the Messiah said. That's how I know you didn't go and learn what Moses said about the Messiah. And the Messiah said, if you do not believe Moses' writings, how will you ever believe my words? And therefore, you have not learned what Moses and the prophets said about Yeshua the Messiah. Because it's evident, because you don't obey the Messiah. You don't listen to a word he says. If you had gone and learned what Moses said, you would know that, first of all, that Yeshua came to teach everything Israel desired at Horeb, which is the 10 Commandments, that he came to bring us the 10 Commandments. And you would also know that if you didn't listen to the Messiah, you would get destroyed. Because he said that if you did not hear that capital P prophet, you would be destroyed from among the people. Okay? You have not listened to that capital P prophet. Therefore, you've received the wrong Messiah. You have received a false Messiah because you did not listen to Moses like the Messiah told you to. And you're not doing a thing the Messiah said. You're not obeying the Messiah. You were supposed to hear that prophet and hear the word. The Hebrew word is Shema. It means to hear and do. Not just to hear with your ears, but to listen and do what he said to do. You're not doing anything he said to do. It's real obvious. You're not doing a thing Yeshua the Messiah said for you to do. He said, I'll have mercy, not sacrifice. Go and learn what this means. You didn't learn what that means, or you'd be keeping the 10 Commandments if you learned that the mercy comes from keeping the 10 Commandments and that he wanted you to keep the 10 Commandments and not the sacrificial law. So you're not keeping the 10 Commandments. So you didn't go and learn what it meant that he would have mercy and not sacrifice. So, and you are not you're not obedient to the Messiah. You're not obeying what he said. He gave you two elevated commandments: to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself. You're not obeying either one of those commandments, because to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, it's Deuteronomy 6:1-5. It tells you that that's to keep the 10 Commandments. And to love your neighbor as yourself, Leviticus 19, especially 15-18. To go rebuke sin. To judge righteous judgment. And all the Christians are going around saying, judge not that you be not judged. You can't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay? You're supposed to. The whole reason that everyone's living in so much sin is because no one's judging righteous judgment. No one's judging their neighbor. No one is giving that. It's the agape love. To love your neighbor as yourself. To judge righteous judgment. We were all supposed to love our neighbor as ourselves. And yes, you're supposed to be your sister's keeper. So we are supposed to rebuke sin so that no one suffers sin so that they don't suffer sin upon them. Meaning, you don't have to suffer the consequences of sin. The whole purpose is so that everyone will be keeping the 10 Commandments. And then that's the peace that the Messiah came to give, the gospel of peace. Imagine a world where everyone keeps the commandments, okay? So that's what it's going to be in the new covenant, which we're not in yet, that everyone's going to be keeping the 10 Commandments. Our job is to rebuke sin so that we pull everyone out of the fire. You're supposed to be loving your neighbor as yourself so that you pull them out of the fire. You tell them idolatry is sin. Stop doing pagan idolatry. It's witchcraft. Stop breaking the Sabbath, because Jehovah's Sabbath day is and always has been the 7th day of the week from dawn to dawn. So you're supposed to go and love your neighbor by telling them to stop sinning. You're supposed to take that log out of your eye and then go love your neighbor as yourself. Tell them to stop sinning. But no Christian has done that. So you didn't listen to the Messiah on that one either. So, and what did he come to teach? What did he constantly tell you to do? Keep the commandments. That this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. But he said, I know you. You don't have the love of God in you. Because if another comes he said, I come in my Father's name. And if another comes in his own name, that's the one you're going to receive. So the whole Christian church has received the one that came in his own name. Because you didn't go and read what Moses said. That you had to hear the Messiah. And that he came to teach everything Israel desired at Horeb. So no one is listening to the Messiah. Not one Christian that I know of can actually even tell you what Moses said about the Messiah. So, because of that reason, Christians are about to get destroyed. You're about to go into tribulation because you haven't obeyed one thing the Messiah said. You've got Christmas Jesus sitting in your temple showing himself to be God. You've accepted the Antichrist. How do I know that you have and that you have Christmas Jesus in your temple instead of the true Messiah? Because you don't obey the true Messiah. You don't do what the Messiah said to do. Not one thing are you doing that the Messiah said to do. You don't love your neighbor as yourself. You didn't go learn what it meant to have mercy and not sacrifice. You're not keeping the 10 Commandments. All you say is things like, we're not under the law, we're under grace. So you don't even read Scripture, precept upon precept, line upon line. So you don't even know what grace is according to Scripture. So grace is divine influence on your heart. It's conviction to help you to obey Jehovah and to keep the commandments. That's what grace is given for. To convict you of the things you're doing wrong so you will start to obey and keep the 10 Commandments. So it's not favor. So you haven't really done anything Yeshua said to do. And that's why you've received the lawless one, the man of perdition, the Christmas Jesus guy, the Antichrist. So if you didn't go and learn what Moses said, you better go do it now, because tribulation's around the corner. And you need to start obeying Yeshua. He's the way to the Father. So if you're not obeying him, you're not going to get to Jehovah, the Father. So go read what Moses wrote.